Good day everyone and welcome back to the 2021 Nets box series. We join it here on the 16th and you can see our chick is still alive. But as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, it's not the best of week for Biddy and Miley. And I've decided rather than string you on day by day, that I would summarise the week in one video. So this is how this last week of Biddy and Miley's nesting season played out. On the 16th, loads of food got brought in. Things were going really well at the start of the week. It was raining less and they seemed to be able to find a whole lot more food. In fact, the weather was actually pretty good and nice and mild. So at this point I was thinking, great, this chick might actually have a fighting chance. Miley was bringing in more food and he was, while still taking sometimes a little while to feed the chick, he was getting the job done thankfully. You can see him bringing in some sort of larvae there. And just look how strong that chick is. He's even spreading out his little wings as he's gaping for food. Look at that. And what has Mindy been up to? Well, Mindy's being Mindy, making her nest cozier than ever and just incubating those eggs and awaiting for the day that they hatch. And that brings us to the 17th. You can see on the 17th the chick is full of life first thing in the morning. A sure sign that the chick has had enough food the day before. And again, plenty of food was coming in throughout the day. And you can see Biddy here feeding the chick a small caterpillar. So caterpillars are starting to be found by the birds, which is great. And we can see Mindy, even sometimes, has trouble feeding the chick. But she eventually gets the job done, and gets rewarded with a fecal sack. Just lovely. Miley was bringing in food faster as well. He would drop off the food and just leave to go get more. That's the sort of behaviour I would have been used to seeing. Maybe he's starting to catch on. And if you listen closely, you can just start to hear the chick is actually starting to chirp. That soft chirping that nearly sounds like raindrops on water is actually the chick starting to chirp. Or at least starting to chirp loud enough that the camera's starting to pick it up. So on the morning on the 18th, how was the chick? Well, there again, full of life at 5 to 5 in the morning. And just listen to the chirps again. They're just very cute little soft chirps from that chick. This is a small beckoning call to the parents to ask for food. And it is thought that they can tell how hungry the chick is by the intensity of the call. And over at Mindy and Mork's, the same thing is going on. Not a lot happens during incubation. She really just has to turn the eggs every so often and keep them warm. And that quickly brings us to the 19th. And you can hear the chick under Biddy there. And Miley bringing in some breakfast for the chick. And the 19th was another pretty good day. It rained a little bit here and there, but overall there was still some food being brought into the chick. I was really starting to think at this stage that this chick had a chance. It only needed good weather. And you can even see that the chick's development has came on quite a bit. Small pin feathers are starting to form on the wing. So on the evening of the 19th, everything was going to plan for Biddy and Miley and their chick. Mindy on the same day brought in loads more soft nesting material. And I've noticed her nest cup is so much deeper than Biddy's. It's like a little dome down there. And she really demonstrates that when she curls up right down into it. She nearly disappears. So the next day, or night should I say, trouble started brewing for Biddy and Miley. They got another visit from the cat. And this right here is a good example of why you should never buy a nest box with a perch on the front of the hole for the birds, because the birds aren't the only thing that would use that perch. You can see this cat tries its very best to get a grip to try to get its paw into the hole, but at that angle he just can't manage, thankfully. And if this cat can smell out this nest, can you imagine all the other nests in the bush that it has sniffed out that isn't protected by a nest box? But that wasn't the main problem for Biddy and Miley. The morning of the 20th and the weather took a turn for the worst. It rained all day. And this, I believe, is the actual downfall of the chick. So you can see on the morning of the 20th, the chick is still okay as it's got plenty of food the day before. But these chicks don't have much fat reserves. They need to be continuously fed. And it really rained and rained all day. It did not let up. And some food was brought in, but really not a lot. I have to say, I thought they brought in actually quite a lot of food considering the weather, but still it wasn't, I thought, enough to keep the chick going. And by the end of the day, the chick was still alive, but it would have been touch and go whether the chick would survive the night. I wasn't 100% sure if it would or not. I was really hoping that it would, because it may just have with the amount of food brought in, but it would have been a fine line. You can see at 12:30 here that the chick is still alive. And in the following sequence again at 2:30, you can see that the chick is still alive at this stage. But unfortunately, this was the last time we were going to see that little chick alive. As Biddy moves at 5:05 to bring some of the waste out, we see that the chick hasn't moved. I'm afraid it didn't get fed enough the day before and it didn't survive the night. Biddy actually doesn't seem fully aware of the situation just yet. And it's not till around 5:20 that after Miley coming in and checking it out, he notices something and eats the food straight away. And then when Biddy comes back, you'll see that she looks at the chick a little differently. Now birds, when their last chick dies, the motherly instinct does not disappear overnight or even straight away. They tend to still act as if a chick's alive for a little while. You can see her here starting to brood the chick. Again, this would be your motherly instinct. It doesn't just disappear on her. And the same with Miley. He brings in some food for the chick to be fed. But unfortunately, the chick isn't rising. I'm not sure if the Bluetit at this stage fully grasps the situation, but she must know there's something not right. And this is where we say goodbye to the Biddy and Miley nest. You can see her realizing the chick has died and she leaves for the last time. It wasn't meant to be for Biddy and Miley this year, and who knows, they may come back next year, but we say goodbye to that nest now. But where one story ends, another begins. In the dead of night, in a small nest box, a bird stirs. Something has woken Mindy. And at 1:45, we see why. Her eggs are hatching. And I can hear you say at home, Fionn, I can't take any more chicks dying. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Mindy and Mork are super parents. And at the very least, produces our first fledgling of the year. I'm not going to tell you how many or how few fledge, but rest assured we do have fledglings at the end of this. And trust me when I tell you, I am so happy to be able to tell a story where I can talk about all the behaviour that's going to happen from now till then. And after seeing just how rough it can be, it's going to be great to tell a happy story with a happy ending. So I'm going to leave yous now wanting a little bit more, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching as always, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Bye bye.